Mary, stayed with Elisheva for about 3 months, and then returned home. The time arrived for Elisheva to have her baby, and she gave birth to a son. Her neighbors and relatives heard how good Adonai the Lord had been to her, and they rejoiced with her. On the 8th day they came to the child's Brit Milah, circumcision. They were about to name him Zechariah, after his father, when his mother spoke up and said, "No, he is to be called Yochanan, John." They said to her, "None of your relatives has that name." And they made signs to his father to find out what he wanted him called. He motioned for a writing tablet, and to everyone's surprise, he wrote, "His name is Yochanan, John." At that moment his power of speech returned, and his first words were her baraka, blessing to God. All their neighbors were awestruck, and throughout the hill country of Yehuda, people talked about all these things. Everyone who heard of them said to himself, "What is this child going to be?" For clearly the hand of Adonai the Lord was with him. His father Zechariah was filled with the Rosh HaKodesh, Holy Spirit, and spoke this prophecy. Praise be Adonai the Lord, the God of Israel, because he has visited and made a ransom to liberate his people by raising up for us a mighty deliverer, who is a descendant of his servant David. It is just as he has spoken through the mouth of the prophets from the very beginning, that we should be delivered from our enemies and from the power of all who hate us. This has happened so that he might show the mercy promised to our fathers, that he would remember his holy covenant, the oath he swore before Abraham, Avenu, our father, to grant us that we, freed from our enemies, would serve him without fear, in holiness and righteousness before him all our days. You, child, will be called a prophet of Ha-Elyon, Most High. You will go before the Lord to prepare his way, by spreading the knowledge among his people that deliverance comes by having sins forgiven through our God's most tender mercy, which causes the sunrise to visit us from heaven, to shine on those in darkness, living in the shadow of death, and to guide our feet into the paths of peace. The child grew and became strong in spirit, and he lived in the wilderness until the time came for him to appear in public to Israel.